Hey guys, Law with Hollywood First Look, and today we are here at the premiere for Deli Boys. Let's take a first look.
It just felt like a show that I always wanted to be a part of and I always wanted to see. And so to have the privilege of being a part of this with this group of people, I mean, it really has been so great. And I'm really so stoked for everybody to see it. And, you know, for the possibility of further expanding the world. You know, it's such a great space and it's just a hard comedy. You know what I mean? All the other stuff that, you know, is important that they put on it and they're like, you got to talk about this and this and that. Is very important and it needs to be talked about. But to me, as a comedian, it's like, is this funny? Is this something that I can tell my friends? Like, I could imagine myself in high school being like, hey man, let's throw on this show and be like, dude, this is so funny. This is so crazy. And like quoting it. Like, that's what I love about this show. There's so many moments in there that remind me of watching comedies with my friends when I was growing up.
I'm like a lifelong Law and Order SVU fan. I still watch it. You know, I'm like caught up. So I watch SVU just to get that criminess in it. I watched The Sopranos to get a little bit of the gangster feel of it. I watched Righteous Gemstones to get a bit of that comedy in it. To me, it's like a mix of so many shows like those. And you can't really prepare for something like this because it's so hard comedy while also being dramatic, while also being like we're calling it a crimedy, like a crime comedy.
I couldn't even imagine it. It's not part of my vocabulary, you know? And I did something in India in 2011 called Deli Belly, which was a crime comedy and was super funny, but like to have a South Asian show doing a drugedy or a crimedy, that's unheard of. And to have the support of like Hulu and Disney behind it, see these huge billboards everywhere, I couldn't have imagined it.
They sent me the overview of the show before they sent me the script for my character. And even without being on the show, I was like, I need to watch this show. It was a version of South Asians that I'd never seen before on television. I was like, that's so brazen to do what they're doing. And then they sent me the script and said, do you want to audition? And I auditioned 4 times for this role. It wasn't just your turn, so we're going to give you this job. Like, audition, and if you suck, you're not getting the job. And it was so intimidating. I've never been more scared to do a job ever.
My whole life, I've lived in places where you see a store that you're wondering, you know, what the hell is going on there, right? And, you know, Pakistanis have an inextricable connection to convenience stores, like in the United States, Pakistani-American specifically, right? That's how a lot of us get our start in America. And then just like crossing those two elements, right? And balancing it against like concepts of success. What does that mean to you, right? What does that mean to these brothers? How does it differ? And then when they're end up in the same boat, right? Like, how do they react to that? And that's the heart of the show.
I wonder though, just because you're being surrounded by so many South Asian people on this set, what did you learn about the culture that you were excited to hear more about or experience?
I learned that their culture is a lot like Latino culture. I'm Cuban. They're loud. We're loud. They love music. We love music. They love food. They love to hang out and have a good time. So what I learned about them was that we're so freaking similar and so much alike. So that was super fun.
What I had really fun with my episode was actually like there's a little tension between the brothers, and I really connected to the material because I had just had a fight with my brother. And only like a South Asian kind of way. And so that's what was so great, is that the writing is so authentic to the voices of Asif and Saagar and Poorna, and it's just, you know, Jenny and Michelle and Abdullah like put together such an incredible team that it's just leaping off the page, and I could just connect.
Yeah, you know, I remember when I was interviewing for the job, they asked the team, the execs, Abdullah, they all asked me the question, what was your way in? And I was like, I can relate to both brothers, because both brothers represented both sides of me. You know, we're like a little bit good, we're a little bit bad. We're a little bit dangerous, we're a little bit evil, we break the rules, we abide by the rules. And so so there's so much authenticity in the writing, like it's so Pakistani and it's so Muslim and it's so brown and it's so South Asian and it's so irreverent. Like, I don't think there's ever been a Pakistani Muslim comedy like this, and no one could have written this except Abdullah Saeed.
Let's just make it bloodier, let's make it more violent, let's go harder with the comedy. It was just like a joy, because I've always you know, I love these actors so much. I love Asif. I think he's like a mega superstar. I love Saagar. And Abdullah wrote this great script. Jenny Connor and I did Girls together. And we just were like, let's bring this world to life and make it really cinematic and beautiful and something no one's seen with our community, like to elevate sort of this comedy. I mean, I love comedy so much and people don't usually bother to make it cinematic. So it was just a cool challenge.